Hello everyone, welcome back to the Going Zero Waste YouTube channel. I'm Katherine Kellogg. Today we're going to be going over how you can build your very own compost bin, really inexpensive and super easy. If you would please give this video a thumbs up, I really appreciate it. It really helps my videos with the YouTube algorithm. I love composting and I think composting is one of the best things you can do for the environment. It's really easy. It's pretty easy. And it's something most of us can do, and it can have an amazing impact on the planet. Most people think food scraps will break down in landfills because landfills are giant holes in the ground. It makes total sense. Unfortunately, landfills are designed for storage, not decomposition. There's no oxygen in a landfill, so instead, all of your food scraps are stuck in this limbo state, releasing methane, which is on average 30 times more powerful than your average greenhouse gas. So one of the great and easy solutions is composting. And as someone who is absolutely terrible at composting and has tried all the different methods of composting, I feel like I have a really unique perspective on this problem because I'm just not very good at it. So I'm gonna tell you the easiest ways to compost. First of all, the bokashi bin. This is one of the easiest ways to compost. It's great. It uses enzymes to digest all of your food scraps and organic matter. Organic matter is things like hair, nails, organic cotton, linen, anything like that. It uses enzymes and it can digest pretty much anything. It's great if you live in an apartment and you don't have a balcony and aren't able to compost in a yard. Now you will need a place to put it once it's done, but one of the best things to do is simply go on something like the Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or the Buns app or any of these free buy nothing groups, things like that, and say, I have compost, and I can promise you people will snap it up. My next favorite way is a double-sided tumble bin. This is great because you simply use a handle, you crank it, you turn it. It is so easy to use. One of my favorites. Now, I didn't want to invest a lot into a compost bin when we moved into our new apartment complex because when we moved in, I was told that all residents would have access to composting. However, the program was a little bit delayed because of COVID, and so I just needed something quick and easy so I could make sure none of my food scraps were going to go to the landfill while I waited. So I decided to make my own bin, and I did it for about $15. I originally filmed this video for TikTok, which of course is vertical, so I'm going to put the vertical images or the vertical video here so you can see what I'm doing as I'm speaking about it. About an hour after I finished creating this compost bin, I got an email from the apartment complex that all of our compost bins were ready and the program was starting. The first thing you want to do is get a plastic tub. It can be any color, it can be clear, gray, pink, orange, it really doesn't matter. And you're going to punch or drill holes in the bottom and on the sides near the top. We want to make sure that we're getting airflow and oxygen into the bin to help with the decomposition process. After you punch the holes, on the bottom, you're going to want to add shredded paper or shredded cardboard or dry leaves. Compost is about balancing the browns and the greens, the nitrogen and the carbon. So browns are things like shredded paper, dried leaves. Greens are things like your food scraps, kale stems, peach pits, avocado shells, strawberry tops, all of those are greens. And you're gonna wanna make sure that you try to have a 50-50 mix. But on the bottom, we're gonna put about 1 to 2 inches of shredded paper and dry leaves to get things started. On top of that, you're gonna put 1 to 2 inches of soil. I just used regular potting soil that I had on hand. And then you're gonna wanna put your food scraps on top. Now I like to get my food scraps coated in some of the dirt just to help get everything mixed up. Then you're gonna wanna water your compost about every week, and as you bring your food scraps out, just keep tossing them in the soil to help and speed up that decomposition process. Now, worms are completely optional, but if you use worms, it's definitely gonna make things go a lot quicker. Worms do need to be kept in a pretty temperate climate though. They need to be kept around 40 degrees to 80 degrees. And I mean, honestly, same. I prefer to stay in the 40 to 80 degree range myself. So if you are getting worms and you're planning on leaving your bin outside in Texas in the summer, you're probably gonna kill all your worms. So in that case, you might not want to buy them. Because I can say from personal experience that when you have the death of 2,000 worms on your hands, it's really hard to live with. Now, as I keep adding to this, I just basically take my food scraps. I keep my food scraps in the freezer, and then I bring them out probably about every 3 to 4 days, toss them in the soil, add a little bit of water, stir things up, good to go. That's how you keep maintaining it, making sure that everything is breaking down at a good rate. I like to also throw in shredded paper as I do this and just make sure I have a really good mix. It's very, very simple. It's not super difficult. And that's it. That is how easy it is to compost. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section down below. I will do my best to answer them. But I've also written 3 very extensive blog posts on this, which is how to compost in an apartment even if you don't have a balcony. I walk you through all of the options that you have if that is your scenario, as well as the ultimate guide to backyard composting, where I go over all of your options for outdoor composting, as well as a blog post on how to build a compost bin, which goes over pretty much what I discussed in this video. I would really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up and press that big red subscribe button to be notified when any new videos are coming out. So I will see you next Wednesday.